We got one other TV guy. I think is getting the volume or the adjustment, so he'll be in here shortly. But my name is Jonathan Gordon. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Media Relations here at Central Washington University. I'd like to welcome you today to our press conference with our football coach and student athletes, as well as our Director of Athletics, Jack Bishop. A couple of noteworthy items as far as the agenda for this press conference. Obviously, I'm here welcoming, introducing these guys right now. We'll have Jack Bishop speak regarding the selection process for the NCAA Football Championship and also regarding tickets for the upcoming home games that we'll have. Then we'll turn the time over to Coach Bennett for some general comments, and we'll open up the floor for comments and questions from you guys, and then also the student athletes. We've asked that if one of the student athletes comes up here, we kind of piggyback and have everybody do all questions for that student athlete at that time, since they're going to, otherwise it'd be kind of shuffling back and forth from their seating location. So, bits of information: Central Washington today, #1 team in the Division II national poll. The first time that Central will play a game as the #1 nationally ranked team since November 23rd, 1991, when we played Pacific Lutheran University as a member of the NAI in the playoffs. So that's quite an accomplishment for the program. First time in 18 years we ranked #1 and playing the game. So at this time, I'll turn the floor over to Jack Bishop, Director of Athletics here at Central Washington University.
Congratulations goes out to Coach Bennett and the football players, so forth, for such a great accomplishment. We're very excited about it. As far as the playoff structure is concerned, Coach Bennett kind of, I think, put the playoff structure to shambles by going 11-0. But it's really all not that simple either. You have to have a strong strength of schedule, and I've been told that ours was the strongest in the nation. And we certainly did have a very representable and tough strength of schedule. They go through, committee meets every week, and they look at your won losses of the teams that you participate against, and then the rankings go on. And started out the year, Abilene Christian was up in there. They did end up being the 6th ranked team. We have a great draw. It's truly an honor, and yet it's one that truly deserved by Coach and the football team to basically be hosting. We buy the first week. We'll host the second 2. It would be between, as we go that far for the semifinals, between us and our opponent from the Northeast region, who hosts the 3rd round. We stand an excellent chance of that. And then the national championship game in Alabama, which is always held at that site. So basically, that covers that part of it. By the end of the week, we're shooting for Thursday to have tickets go on sale. $10 for adults, $5 for students. Everyone needs to buy a ticket. Students do not get in free, and we wanted to really send a message out to our students of how much we appreciated them with their support this year, and the fact that we passed the referendum last year for their support, and we hope that all of them can afford $5 to come out and watch us play and support us through the playoffs. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
All right, just a clarification. So we get a bye week, and then the 2nd round is here, the 3rd round is here, and then if we do go to the semis, we host another game here? Is that correct?
It's possible we host a 3rd game here.
Okay, so how would that be possible?
The winner of our region, which your first 3 games take care of your region, is the semifinal game, and we're pre-matched up with the Northeast region.
Gotcha, okay.
Any other questions you might have? Appreciate everybody coming. We appreciate the support of President Gaudino and the administration. Keith James, our student body president.
I have a question. I want to know how the players feel about
We're going to get to that, Keith, in just a second. Well, the person you really came to hear from, the players and Coach Bennett. Turn the time to Coach Bennett for the stage. Thank you.
quick general comments. Again, we're very excited to be 11-0. When Jack and I sat down last spring and put our schedule together, we knew that it was a very difficult schedule. I'm sure if you wrote down what our record was going to be at the end of the year, most of us in this room would not put 11-0. We're excited that things went out the way it did early. We went on the road, had some great victories. We carried on that momentum when we came home and dominated at home. And hopefully we are able to do the same thing with that domination at home. Hosting a game is fantastic. We make it very special for our players to go on Tomlinson Stadium. We don't practice there. We don't even walk around the stadium. We keep the door locked, keep the gate locked, and on game day we have a chance to go out. We really make that a unique opportunity. These student athletes know that they graduate in that arena. They graduate in Tomlinson Stadium, and they get a chance to play 4 or 5 home games in Tomlinson Stadium every year. So now that's going to obviously continue. Being able to host in the playoffs is fantastic. We did an excellent job yesterday as far as the All-League awards. That will come out today, and we were very well represented, and it's just an exciting time for Central football. Being the only undefeated team in Division II football after a long 11-game season is pretty remarkable, and certainly we're going to enjoy that right now. Thank you. Any questions for me before we get on to the student athletes that are here?
Yes, go ahead.
How's it feel to be #1, Coach?
Oh, it's fantastic. It really is. Being #1 in the country at the beginning of the year is one thing. Being #1 in the country after 11 games really shows that your team came together. You won some close games. You had to handle adversity very well. For us, we had to go on the road 7 times, win off campus, and at the same time play people in our league twice. And people don't realize how tough that is to play an opponent twice. And we did that. We were very successful. And really the credit goes for our student athletes. We have 23 seniors. We have an amazing football staff that put a good game plan together every single week. But the student athletes go out on the football field and really have earned that #1 ranking.
Again, you touched on this, but how important is it to be home now?
At home, you know, having people fly into Ellensburg, Washington, and play on Tomlinson Stadium, it's just a great home field advantage. I hope the wind blows. I hope it's cold, and I hope we really have an Ellensburg fall day. And we practice in it. We love Ellensburg. It's a great community, and I'd like to throw that out to our community and the whole surrounding area. To come out and watch a #1 team in the country in 2 weeks. It'll be a 12 o'clock noon kickoff. Should be a great day on Saturday, and I'm really looking for a lot of support in the community, Eastern Washington, and throughout the state of Washington.
How much are you going to enjoy this, or is it going to be all work now?
We're going to enjoy it for about another 24 hours, and then we're going to go to work. We really don't know who we're going to play until Saturday night. Tarleton State is a very good team. Texas A&M Kingsville is very good. They faced each other week 6 in the season. Kingsville beat Tarleton, so now they have to play each other and see who's going to continue in the playoffs. But we get all 11 of their games. We're downloading those on the computer right now. I'll have a chance to look at them in the next couple of days. But we're going to take some time off, too. These players have earned a couple days off. We've got a nice schedule planned. We're going to give them next weekend off and then really go back to work next Monday. Yeah, we're very healthy. We really are. We've got, on both sides of the ball, we're healthy. Our kicking game, our special teams, our key players are healthy. And we've been able to stay healthy the entire year. That's one of the reasons why we're so successful. We need to make sure our best 54 players continue to suit up and play every Saturday, and we've been able to do that. With that said, early in the year, we had to manage some injuries that really didn't get out and become well-known. You know, we had several people. Big Hill was one of them. He missed 5 or 6 games. We had Nielsen, DN, that didn't play the entire year. I mean, I could go on and on. Up front, we managed some things with our offensive line. But the great thing about it is we had some other players on this team step up, and we never missed a beat. And right now, I do believe we're as healthy as we've been the entire season.
now heading into the playoffs for your team?
Well, we set out at the beginning of the year with several expectations or goals. The number one goal is always to win the GNAC. We accomplished that down at Dixie State 2 weeks ago. Certainly to qualify for the playoffs is the next goal. We've done that. And now our goal is to win a national championship. And we talk about it. We believe in it. Before the game last week, we really tried to treat that like the first round of the playoffs. And I told the team that in that team meeting that we had a week ago, was you're going to have a decision to make. How well you play. If you're successful against Western Oregon, you're going to go into two different brackets. If you win, you're going to slide into that winner's bracket. And we're in the winner's bracket right now, where you get to host. If we were going to lose, if we happen to lose to Western Oregon, I told them it's going to be a long, hard road in the loser's bracket. Nobody wants to be in the loser's bracket. Our guys came out and did a great job against Western Oregon. We're in the winner's bracket. With that, we get a bye. We get to host throughout. Coach and President Gaudino have done a great job putting a bid together, very aggressive bid, so I anticipate if we do win, even that semifinal game we'll host. And so we're excited about that opportunity. So our goal is a national championship, and certainly we have to take it one game at a time, just like we did throughout this entire season. Great. Well, again, thank you for your... I'm sorry?
You guys are down 21-0 at the Battle in Seattle.
We were?
You guys were able to come back. Do you think that was a big turning point?
We've had 3 or 4 big turning points, and anytime you go through a football season undefeated, you're going to look back at 3 or 4 big moments, and your team could have gone either way. We faced a little adversity out at the Minnesota Duluth, where we had to block a field goal to win a game. We faced a little adversity with our travel different times. We were down at Humboldt State first half and didn't play as well as we would have liked to have played. And certainly down 21-0 at halftime in the battle in Seattle was not what we wanted that halftime score to be. And we did. We faced a little adversity. The neat thing about this team, and I say it all the time, with these 23 seniors, they've played a lot of football. And especially our captains, 3 of them right here. These guys have played a lot of football, and this team believes every time they walk on the field, they're going to win that game. And they believe it until the end of the game. Not a single person in that locker room at the Battle in Seattle at down 21-0, not a single person in that locker room believed that we were going to lose. We all believed we would find a way to win that in the second half. And that true belief, I think, puts us over the edge, puts us over the top. So, yeah, that was a huge comeback. But again, I don't think it surprised anybody in that locker room that we were able to do that in that second half. Again, thank you for your support. I'm going to turn it over to Jonathan, and we're excited to be able to host this playoff game in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Okay, the student athletes we have with us to my left. Senior offensive tackle Tony Quirk from Ellensburg, first team all-conference selection. To my right, we have Buddy Wood, senior linebacker from Central Washington, the 2009 GNAC Defensive Player of the Year. And to my far right is senior defensive back Jerome Williams from Seattle, Washington. Also first team all-conference. At this time, we're going to open the floor up to questions for the student athletes. When you do have your question, I ask you to introduce yourself, where you're from, and also which student athlete you'd like to speak with.
Ronnie, Jeff Robinson, Daily Record. The offensive line this year seems as though it's changed its philosophy a little bit. Spent a whole lot of your career doing pass protection, Mike Riley. This year you guys kind of grinded it out with the run game, 150 run yards a game. What has been the difference in the mentality of the offensive line this year?
I don't think the mentality is really that different. I just think our offense is a little bit more diverse this year. Not having to throw the ball 60 times a game has been nice for us. And we have really good, a lot of talent like running back position, Bryce Kelly and Jerome Morris, and all others. And having those guys back there, any one of them make a big play at any time. And all 5 guys in the home on the O-line or whatever. So, not really different mentality.
There's a lot of people that ask questions about the quarterback situation throughout the year. You guys had success with both the quarterbacks in the lineup. What was the thought process up front in terms of protecting for two different quarterbacks and how the game evolved from there?
I mean, it doesn't really matter who's back there. We're going to block. That's just what we do. We have total confidence in whoever they put back there. Both Cole and Ryan both made a lot of big plays for us.
We had an opportunity, a four-year starter, come out of Ellensburg High School. Ellensburg High School is also number one team in the state going into the playoffs. Had an opportunity to play with Mike Riley. What does it feel for you, all the experiences that you've had at the high school level, college level, to be here going into the playoffs with the first round bye and being the number one team in the state?
Well, I mean, everything that's happened this year has been really special, and I've played with a lot of great players, some of the greatest people that ever walked through the Central Washington. And, you know, Coach Appleter at Ellensburg High School has done a great job with that team this year, and he's been consistent over his years at Ellensburg High School. And, you know, being a part of this Wildcat team the last 5 years, it's something I'll never forget. All the guys that I've played with, you know, they're my brothers.
Any other questions for Tony? Okay, thank you. So you got one?
Yeah, I'd just like to hear from each one of the players how they feel about this opportunity, especially representing Central so well. How they feel about being here beyond the state for the first time in this
Well, Keith, like I said, it's kind of surreal just to be able to compete with these guys and be on the national stage is something that you dream about when you're growing up. We didn't get the chance to be on the ESPN or NBC or anything like that every weekend, so this is our time to shine and show everybody what D2 football and especially Northwest football is all about.
Might have to say it's a dream come true. You know, when you first come here, you have dreams of becoming, you know, part of a program like this, a winning program. Goes undefeated, a chance to become national champions, and you grow bonds with, you know, all your teammates. Also, you're a freshman, you come in, and you know, by the time you're a senior, that's what your major goal is. You want to be, you want to end up on top, and we have the opportunity to do that. Looking back on my whole career, leading up to this, no place I'd rather be.
Is your season a success now?
Success? Well, you want to end up on top. You can ask for a better regular season, but you can definitely look forward to a better postseason. So we're going to concentrate on this next game. It's been really good so far. Successful season? Yes, it's successful, but not optimal.
What are you going to do on the weekend without football?
So they take it easy, rest up for the game, probably watch a lot of football, which we do usually on Sunday. I will have a chance to do that on Saturday. Be a lot of fun hanging out with my teammates. I'll be relaxed and watching football.
Like last year in the playoff game against West Texas, defense kind of got thundered a little bit early on in that game, let it get away from them just a little bit, then the team was able to come back together. Seemed like in that game you were a little bit dominated up front possibly with the people they had in those positions at that time. This year you had an opportunity to avenge that loss, but in all of your 11 games out of those, you had 3 games where you held opponents to negative rushing yards. What's the big difference defensively against the run this year compared to what you guys have done in the past?
You know, that's a really good question. I think it's a different mentality. We also added a few different players. Eugene Germany, Trent Hall, that's a great player for us. But definitely top and run has been a big focus to make the team come one dimension. When they can run the ball, they have to pass the ball. So when you have, you know, let's say 20 yards at halftime, you know, they're going to have to resort to the pass. And I think that's something our defense has done a really good job on. Rome's a big part of the secondary. He's one of the bigger hitters of our secondary, coming down and hitting people. I think that's just something our defense has done really well. To stop the run, wanting to anytime with that. And anytime in your career you get to face a different opponent, away from the Pacific Northwest, just like we went over and played Minnesota, because we played them before. So I think that playing them before helped us play them this year. Give a lot of the guys who had played them before confidence, because we did beat them 2 years ago. Anytime you can beat an opponent, that's really far away. We have a really good conference record, does it year after year. It does feel confident.
Did that Minnesota Blue National Championship last year kind of trip off light bulbs for you guys, having known at least compete at that level, at that sort of team?
I know it went through my mind. When they won the national championship, it really made me think how close we were to being their team. A team that we beat, the year prior, so it was undefeated and won the national championship. I don't see why there's any reason why we can't do the same.
Overall, do you guys feel the intense pressure heading into the playoffs?
Excited. I don't think there's much pressure on us at all. Yes, we're the number one team in the country. There's going to be a big X on our back, but I think a lot of the guys on our team take that with pride. It's something that we haven't had to deal with before, but I think we're more excited than anything. On the sidelines of Western Oregon, you could see how excited everybody was just to even be out before just playing football. So this opportunity to play another game in the playoffs, everyone's going to be really excited, have a lot of fun, and enjoy this festival.
Answer Keith's original question. Refresh the question you had, Keith.
Yes. I wanted to know how you felt about the experience. This was coming from a player's mindset on stepping on this new stage.
The experience, I think, like going into the season, we had a big schedule. Coach always used to tell us about how serious our schedule was and how tough it was. And, he just told us that, if we win our conference, that's the only thing that we can control. So and I think we definitely did that by going undefeated. And that's just one thing that we can control as players is just winning. We can't control the rankings or whatever it is. So I think that's what we had on our minds the whole season, is just winning every game and being undefeated. And we had no idea that we'd be number one or that any teams would lose or anything like that. So we just went in and did our jobs and win every game. And I think it's been a hell of an experience being number one. When you grow up, you watch football and you see the guys go up the number one finger, and sometimes they're not even number one in the country, They just throw up the number one finger just cause, but really now, like, we can really throw up the number one finger, and it's just better, just being on top, but also it's just, our team is still so hungry, you know what I'm saying, and we just want to win that championship, we're not done just because it's 11-0 and you're ranked number one in the nation, it doesn't really mean anything until you get to that last game and you're undefeated to go away.
Is it business as usual now, or can you actually step it up even more now, I suppose?
I think it's always business. This is a business, you know what I'm saying? They talk about NFL as a business, but college is a business too, because everybody wants to win. Who wants to lose? And it's just, I think, we'll relax, and enjoy, this win, but as soon as, I bet some guys, me and Buddy was already looking at Charleston and Kingsville, already looking up the stats and just looking up, just knowing your opponent, what I'm saying, just being excited to play a new team, a team we've never played before, that's just always fun, to see what they bring to the table and how you match up against them. So yeah, it's definitely business.
Out of the two teams, sorry. Go ahead.
You haven't looked at anybody yet, right?
You said look?
Tape or film of anybody yet?
Well, no, not film, but there's stuff on the internet that you look at, wins, losses, stats, everything,
See anything that can beat you?
No. I mean, our defense is definitely dominant, you know what I'm saying? So you know, Buddy's already touched on that, you know, having our defense is. I mean, you just go out there and, you know, just like Coach Bennett said, nobody in our locker room thinks we're going to ever lose. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that, you can't lose. You know what I'm saying?
So based off of the information that you've looked up so far, which of the two teams would you rather play in 2 Saturdays?
Which of the two teams would you rather play?
Yeah, Tarleton or Kingsville?
Maybe Tarleton.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What is it about them? Like, what are their weaknesses based off what you're looking up on the internet?
Yeah, they run the ball a little bit more, and that's kind of what we're better at. You know, they're both good teams, though. Don't get me wrong. So, then just like Coach Bennett said, they played each other before, so you know they're pretty similar. You know.
Roger. I know that you were had a lot to do with some of the guys coming here from Western. Can you tell us what were some of the selling points you made to them? How you convinced them that coming here was a good idea?
Selling points. The selling point was if you want to win, you would come to Central. You know, and I just, you know, that's just a great thing for them guys to come over here. You know what I'm saying? And for them to still be able to play football and actually win. You know, and I actually, you know, I played against the guys, some of the guys that came over here, and you know, I basically told the coaches that you get the best ones, and I told them who the best ones is. Like, you know, when you face a running back and he's good, and you got to tackle him 30, 40 yards down the field, you know, you want him on your team rather than against you, you know. And with Cole coming over, you know, this is a funny story because I told Cole probably about 2 years ago to come to Central when he was at Wazoo when he was looking to transfer. And he didn't believe me. He didn't trust me. He didn't do any of those things. He just, oh, you guys got Mike Riley, so you know I'm not gonna go there. And I was like, well, you could come and sit behind Mike and learn everything, and then have your 1 year to play. And he still didn't want to come. Then you know he transfers to Western, and I'm like, oh, okay, you go play at Western. We're still gonna beat you guys, you know. And finally, you know, their season got canceled, you know, so my door's still open, Cole, you know, like, what do you want to do? You gonna come here or not, you know? And, you know, that was the time where we had a whole bunch of quarterbacks and stuff, and, you know, I just told him, you know, you just keep on going, you're gonna rise to the top eventually, you know what I'm saying? I actually played high school football with him, just to let you guys know that.
I'm Andrew Eastlick. I work in the Wellness Center here at Central. So you were already mentioning how, you know, as little kids, you're watching on TV, you're watching these teams. And so if there's any little guys out there watching this at some point, what are some things that you feel are unique to your experience in Central Washington University football, and what sets you above the rest? Like, what do you think that you got here that you may not have got from any other team?
I think it's just relationships, really. Just growing up, you know, it's a small town, so it basically makes you grow, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you're not in the city, you don't have all those distractions and stuff like that. And just being a little kid, you know, just to never give up on your dream, you know, because everything is possible. You know, who's to say that I would ever come to Central, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here now, and we're 11-0, ranked 1 in the country. I mean, it don't get any better than that, you know. Besides me having to go to class after this, you know. Midterms, you know.
How important or how exciting is it to play your game at home?
Well, you know, I kind of like traveling, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't really believe it, but the coaches told us all year that we play better at home. And I guess now I can believe it because just looking at the score and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's just always fun to play at home. You don't have to travel. You don't have to worry about all those other things about traveling and airports and buses and not having ACs on the bus and being too cold or too hot or sitting with a big 300-pounder or, you know, stuff like that. You know, you're able to sleep in your own bed and wake up and go have breakfast, and then you'll be at the stadium ready to go. I mean, we have chapel and everything before the games. I mean, that's pretty much a ritual. Nobody has to come, you know, it's all an invite. So, what about you, Coach?
We have a pretty good game schedule.
Yeah.
Pre-game schedule.
Very tight, yeah.
I don't know if it's ritual, but we have a good travel schedule. We have a good schedule when we're at home. We always eat 4 hours before the game, and then we go through a routine that is the same every single week. Part of that is chapel.
I mean, everybody has their own ritual, you know what I'm saying? Wear your lucky socks, whatever, listen to music.
Kind of go along with that. Do you still have the video camera you've been taking around the entire team?
I still have that.
Okay.
I should have brought that here today, but I didn't. It's just a video camera I've just been carrying around from. I didn't get it till maybe the third game of the season because the first 2 games we were away, so I didn't get it. But yeah, I've just been carrying around and just taking footages of the games, and after, you know, updates, you know, halftime will come in and be like, oh, the score is this, you know, and then come in at the end. But at the end, it's really a good thing because at the end, I always came to the camera and I said we won. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we beat them. You know, so that's just pretty cool, though. You know, you can look at every game and know that you won at the end.
Any other questions? Rome or any of our other student athletes or Coach Bennett? We'd like to thank everybody for coming today, and look forward to seeing you out at the games here on the 21st, and hopefully for a championship run for the Wildcats. So thank you very much, and have a safe trip.